Hello, everyone. Hi. So today's show is all about mess stress. This coming week is Mental Health Awareness Week, and mess stress is a real thing. It affects us, many of us. And today I want to talk about what it is, why we should care, and what we can do about it. And this actual theme will continue into next week as well. As I share more about what we can do about it, because it is a really important issue. So why is it important? Well, I recently did a survey about my business and the whole issue of home organisation and how we go about it. And I found in that survey that 82% of us have experienced mess stress at some point. And in fact, 44% of us experience it weekly. And in fact, many of us might not even realize we're feeling it. So what is mess stress? Well, for me, it might not be something that's obvious to you. For me, it was very obvious, but maybe to you, it's not quite so obvious. So I want to give a few examples as to what that can feel like. So for me, it was this sort of nagging voice in my head that I'd be sitting here working at my desk and I'd always be thinking, oh, there's that big pile in the kids. Sorry, my hair's just annoying me today. That big pile of stuff in the kids' room that needs to be sorted. Oh, there's that big basket of things that just can never be sorted out. How am I ever going to get these kids' rooms tidy? And that nagging voice would never leave me throughout the week. And then what it would turn into at the weekend would be resentment because I'd spend the whole weekend tidying. And then I never seemed to get out of it. So I was in this sort of mess tidy loop. And it was a combination of stress, anxiety, and resentment that I felt. And so, that's this sort of nagging voice side of things. And just that feeling of just never being able to get away from the mess. And just that constantly hanging over your head. And then it could also be something you can't quite put your finger on, but it's sort of a niggle. And this could be characterized by when you sit down in the evening. And the idea is that when you sit down in the evening, you can truly relax. You can unwind from the day and go, and that's why I call, big siren going off in the road. That's why I call my business Serenely Sorted, because the way I want you to feel when you sit down at the end of the day is truly relaxed, feeling serene. But you can't feel serene if you've got this sort of slightly unidentified niggle, which could be down to simply you're looking at a surface that's covered in the daily debris from the day, or it's not completely tidy. So you're thinking, I really should be tidying that up, or you've left your work computer on your desk and you're thinking, I better check that email, or the kids' homework's still showing, or you remember you didn't do reading with them tonight, or whatever. So it could be a little niggle, or it could be full-on nagging voice in your head. And this, why should we even care about this? Why should it bother us? Why should we try and do something about it? Well, of course, it stops you being able to truly relax. And that's why it's an issue for Mental Health Awareness Week. It causes us stress. That's why it's mess stress. It's a particular kind of stress that is around the state of our homes. And if our homes are really messy and we're just not getting on top of it, then it will cause us mess stress. And it's, a real problem. And of course, this is also a lot more prevalent for us than it ever was before, because we're in our homes so much more. And that's set to continue, depending on the kind of role you have. Hybrid working is here to stay for many people. So even if you're going to be going into the office for, say, 2 or 3 days, you're still going to be at home a lot more. And when you're at home, you're going to be asked to be really focused, because probably you're going to have meetings in the time when you're in the office, and then at home you're going to be trying to really focus and get work done. And this mess stress, this slight annoying feeling you have, distracts us and doesn't allow us to keep working solidly and really focus. So that's an issue for your companies, but also for you, it's an issue when you want to switch off in the evenings from your work, but it's staring at you in the face if you're working from a common used area, or the mess is just there. So that was all me. That was why I created the unique Serenely Sorted system, actually, because I just thought, right, I'm just going to do something about this. I cannot stand it any longer. I cannot stand both the mess stress and also the resentment of the weekends, using up all my time to tidy, yet never seem to get on top of it. So that's where the combination of my corporate career in systems and process improvement, plus this desire to sort out my home once and for all, created the unique Serenely Sorted system, which saves you time and ditches the drudgery without compromise. And what I mean by that is you can still have a great looking, tidy home, but just without having to spend hours and hours doing it. So how do we combat this mess stress? What are the first steps that we can take? Well, the first step is obviously becoming aware of that you have this, but also then aware of what's causing it. And probably we just are so busy in our lives, we're not even stopping to think about what's causing this little niggle or that nagging voice. We're just getting on with it. And so the first thing to do is to think specifically about what it is that's causing that mess stress. Is it that in your workroom, you've got a big pile of mess in there that's causing that? Or it's a particular area of the home that you just can't get on top of? And also, when you're trying to sit down and relax in the evening, what are you looking at? And what is that daily debris that's there that's causing you to not be able to relax? So as I said before, it could be, your laptop's there, that's something to do with the kids' homework, or just bits of stuff. The daily debris of life that's hanging around there, and just its mere presence is annoying you and causing you not to be able to relax looking at a beautiful, tidy home. And now I can every evening look at my kitchen area, and it's always, always, always free from the daily debris. And that's because I'm able to get back to tidy every day really quickly and easily. And I'm going to talk about that in my session next week, because it really is a sort of full session to talk about the first steps that you can take to actually ridding yourself of the daily debris. But for this week, what you need to do is just become aware. So think about these questions. When you come in from being out shopping or whatever, what do you do with your stuff, your bag, your coat? Do you just dump it down on a chair, or do you put it away? If you dump it down on a chair, that is causing the daily debris. So have a think about that, and think about your behavior and a slight change that could enable you to eliminate that mess. So just think about those activities where you're putting stuff down on surfaces when perhaps you could be avoiding that altogether. Think about, say, your kids' rooms, and that, do you feel like you're just endlessly tidying them and never getting on top of it? There are ways that you can change the way you organize your kids' rooms, but to have a much bigger impact, and also to get the kids involved. So think about that. Do you have one of those baskets of crap that's just there, always on the surface in your kitchen, that you just put things in, but you can never get rid of it? So it's just always like a basket of the daily debris just sitting, staring at you, and sort of enveloping these things that you can then never find, like the hairbrush, a hair bubble for your daughter's hair in the morning, or the stapler, or these things just get lost into those baskets of crap that appear around our houses. And these things are then always there. You're staring at them, they're causing a mess. You can't relax. That daily debris is causing you the mess stress. And why don't we get rid of it? Why can't we get rid of this stuff and keep it got rid of? It's because we don't have the bedrock, the foundation of an organized home. And it boils down to just not having homes, not having places to put all this stuff that are hardwired in our brains and enable us to just put the stuff away in those places rather than in that basket of crap or on the surface or whatever. We feel like it takes us too much time because each time we go to put stuff away, we're like, where should I put it? And, you know, we then spend ages tidying, or we just don't do it. We brush it to the side. So there is a better way, of course, with the Serenely Sorted system, which creates that bedrock of keeping organized in your home. Now I work and sit here at the same desk, and, you know, occasionally there is a bit of mess in here, like I can see a cardigan on a chair there, there's something on the table over there, but the bedrock is sorted. I don't have ever this mess stress, this nagging voice in my head anymore, because everything is sorted. And even if on a daily basis there's a bit of mess, because of course we have to live life, the kids should be able to play with their toys and mess up their rooms and all of that. But we have a way of getting back to tidy super fast. And everything is organized into the Serenely Sorted system, which enables us to spend a lot less tidying than ever before. So, mess stress, it is a thing, and we should try to alleviate ourselves of it. And Mental Health Awareness Week, it's the right time to think about this and mess stress and working out ways that we can change. So this week, I want you to just become aware of it, to think about it, to be conscious of it, and to think about what's causing it and what things on your surfaces and around the place are causing that mess stress. And think about the behavior that you're performing around the home when you're putting things down and what have you that might be causing it. So let's try to combat our mess stress during Mental Health Awareness Week. And I'd love to support you in this, because I'm a firm believer that we can address it and reduce it through better home organisation methods that are so easy to implement and will give you masses of benefit. So enjoy your weekend ahead. If you've watched this, please just put a comment or a like on the post. And if you're watching on replay, please put #replay so I know you've been here. Thank you very much. I'm here every week at 1 o'clock on a Friday in my social media on Facebook, and you can always watch on Catch Up. Have a great weekend ahead. All right. Goodbye.